Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon for everyone who are watching. My name is Ibnu. I'm from 33.4a.01 class with my name 33220164. And now on, I'm studying in English Literature Study Program in UPSI Maragonda with my honor lecturer, Miss Sufi, in debating program study. And for this midterm test material, I'm choosing an international sport. This house believe that international sporting event should remain depoliticized. Why I choose this topic? Because this topic is so interesting to debating as I'm in a government side. So I will try to compare the or try to give you some example why I choose this debating material. So let's begin. The international sports event with a political seasoning is something that we should care about because there are so many kinds of things unfairly or behind the scene fraud that carried by the politicians. It makes international sports no longer on the unity or fair competition. So international sport, as we know, there are a lot of political interference in it. It's nearly happened or already predicted behind the scene. Just like if you guys can see score fixing, match fixing, and unfairly management, etc. That is a some example. Politics should remain depoliticized in the international sporting event. It will also remove the image for the international sports event itself. And for sure, it makes us as an audience or an international sport event fans doesn't excited about the sports anymore. So let us make it clear that international sporting events bring together nation and cultures and understanding for each other communities. Let's take a look to the main problem. I'll give you some example, maybe three or two or four example. When Indonesia will be hosting FIFA World Cup Under 20, where Israeli team is participating, some of Indonesian government doesn't agree if Israeli team is participating in this World Cup Under 20. So, because of the ongoing political drama that happened where Israel are invaded Palestine. For sure, as we know, also Indonesia are on the side of Palestine itself. That's why some of the Indonesian government doesn't agree the FIFA World Cup under 20 are held if Israel are still participating the event. So in this example, we can conclude that sport is very related to the politics. Sport performance such as Olympic and the World Cup always get a spotlight from various sides. One of is politics. Sports even becomes a space of contestation of politics, and the arena of politicization has a very large impact on the host. So in this problem, Indonesia, as its host of the event, have a powerfully attracting various issues and interests that could make a breakthrough because of it. So another example, I bring Olympic politics that happens in the Olympics. It happened in the 19. So during the 1980s, Olympic was also linked with the political issues related to the Cold War between Soviet Union and the US and North Korea and South Korea. This was proven in the 1980 Moscow Olympics, Los Angeles, California, the US 1984 Olympics, and Seoul 1988 Olympics, which showed that issues related to the war for the two superpower countries got spotlighted brightly in the media, especially for the boycott among the countries involved. I'll explain a bit about what happened in the Olympic 1980, 84, and 88. In the Olympic 1980, there are about 60 until 65 countries that refused to participate in the 1980 Olympics in Moscow because of what Union Soviet has done in the Afghanistan. The Union Soviet are invaded Afghanistan in 1978. I got this data from the US Department of State's website. And in the 1984 and 88 also, I got this information in the US Department of State. So next, in the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles and California, USA, Union Soviet and other 40 countries are boycotted because of what happened in the Union Soviet 1980 Olympic in Moscow. So it's just a cold war between two supermassive powers. This is a manifestation of cooling reaction between the Soviet and USA itself, or should we call it Cold War, as we know. And the last in the 1988 Olympic is a little bit different between it is a little bit different between 1988 and 1918 and 1984 because this has happened with North Korea and South Korea. The North Korea, as we know, as a superpower, supermassive country, nowadays are still in a political situation with Korea, which is neighbor's country. Therefore, the committee of the Olympic 1988 made some concession to North Korea, but North Korea did not find any satisfactory and just boycott the 1988 Olympic and so just like what happened between Indonesia and Israel in the FIFA World Cup under 20. But the difference that Olympic 1980, 84, and 88 are completely held, are already held, but for the FIFA World Cup under 20 in Indonesia are not held because of the tense political situation that occurred between Indonesia and Israel. So I think that the political situation in international sporting events is really something or problem to solve. It's the main problem, I guess. Just how many things that happen because of this politics. It is very shameful if an international sporting event didn't have any kinds of sportsmanship or fair competition, and people behind the scene was looking only for an engagement or profitable by inputting politics into an international sporting events. However, people only want to see a fairness competition and a sportsmanship. International sporting event couldn't not paired with the sports code of ethics. And furthermore, politics should be boycotted or depoliticized from international sporting event so we can watch it, or maybe the world we can watch and take a part of that event with comfortable or with pleasure and no kind of pressure to watch, or maybe we take any kind of part in the international sporting event. So I think that's enough for my debating material. This house believes that international sporting events should remain depoliticized. My name is Ibnu. If there are any kinds of mistakes or problem with my material, then you can speak to me, or I beg my apologies because if there are any kinds of mistake, I end it here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.